Yeah, Your Honor, my learned colleague will take over from there.
Yes, Dr. Nui, good afternoon. And like my colleague, I will call you Mr. Tunui so that we remember that you come from a cultural background. And in that cultural background, people are supposed to tell the truth. First confirm, though you already did, that this statement is your statement. And it is self-recorded. And it was written on 15th of May, soon after the operation. I find it curious, maybe you explain to the court, how come you have a fresher memory today than you would have had 2 days after the operation? Because you have given us details that you did not include in your statement. Sorry? Okay, I will take you through this pole too, but not for too long. First explain in your statement, you say that you were called for a meeting at 4:30 in the morning. And you congregated at the DCI's office in Nakuru. Planet. You say this was 12. Days and dates change. When does a day or date change? So when did 12th of May cease to be 12th and become 13th?
After
00 hours. You are saying that you went for this meeting at 4:30 in the morning. Do you want to fault the presumption that that was 13?
No, Your Honor.
You accept that it was 13? Mr. Tonui. I may look like an old man, but I'm not an idiot. Eh? We are already agreed that a day or the date changes at 00 hours. You went at 04:30. So that means it is 11th you are talking about. The transition is of 11th.
Transitioning of 11 was 12.
But in your statement, the transitioning is from 12th to 13th.
Your Honor, I think in my statement that on the 12th at around 0400.
Are you saying there is an error in this statement?
There's no error, Your Honor. That's my statement.
Anyway, I leave that to the court to specify what you mean. You were told that you would be going for an operation.
Yes, Your Honor.
What is an operation?
And operation, Your Honor, is any under to do or to ensure that any assessment given has been done to the fullest.
Sorry, go slowly. Repeat.
An operation, Your Honor, in such terms, Your Honor, means that any duty given for us to undertake.
Including being sent to buy maize meal?
Your Honor, that's the police officer.
Including being sent to demolish houses?
It's
Do you agree that an operation has a dictionary definition?
Must have a dictionary definition.
And that it is intended to be a strike of a force against an enemy?
Also means so, Your Honor.
So the citizens you were going to strike were your enemies.
No, Your Honor.
Could an investigation be an operation?
Yes, Your Honor, an operation is part of an investigation.
As a senior officer,
Your Honor.
did you inquire from Wesley Langat whether he had obtained a warrant of search from the police, from the court?
No, Your Honor.
You just followed orders.
Yes, Your Honor, he was our senior.
But thankfully, I will read this because the passing over this book back and forth is unhelpful since you've admitted to your statement. You say in your first paragraph that the CCIO Nakuru North briefed us, I'm assuming it's your team, on an operation that we are to conduct within his area of jurisdiction, where there was intelligence that an unknown number of people had gathered within a command or something like that, but I guess you meant a compound, believed to be members of organized criminal gang, and their intention of gathering was unknown. Kindly help us understand. You have been asked, and I don't want to repeat the question because you said you don't know the source of the intelligence, but were you told which compound these people were meeting in?
Yes, Your Honor, we were led by the same CCIO Nakuru, the same compound.
And these people were unknown.
Your Honor.
When you arrived, did you knock at the gate?
Yes, Your Honor. Not me personally.
Someone, amongst your number did.
Yes, Your Honor.
Was the gate opened?
As it was opened later, Your Honor.
No. After the knock, it was at night.
Yes, yes.
Then someone opened it for you willingly,
Yes, Your Honor.
or did you threaten him?
No, we opened it.
Then you asked him what question?
No, I did not have that because it's a protocol in the police was the one that I had to be the one doing because it was the person.
But you've been talking about, you remember earlier in the morning I objected to what I considered hearsay, and the learned magistrate protected you, that you were present.
I was present. I can
So
be present, but
what,
I was-
okay, I will rephrase the question. What question did you hear Mr. Langat ask that person who opened the gate?
Your Honor, if I can remember well, his first introduction he made to our police officer.
Yes.
And I also remember him asking him whether there were other people in the compound.
Yes.
However, there were other communications. I may not remember every detail as of now.
Did you see Mr. Langat produce his card to that person who opened the gate for you?
I don't remember, Your Honor.
Did you produce your card to him?
No, Your Honor, I will now enter the gates after Mr. Langan has been granted access by the gatekeeper.
Were you in uniform?
I did not produce one.
Were you in uniform or not?
No, I civilian.
How many amongst your number were in uniform?
There was a team from the next police station who were uniformed.
How many?
It was, they were full of 40 rooms alone. Maybe about not at least 10 of us. They were in capacity plan.
Do you remember any of them producing a card?
I don't remember.
Are you obligated to produce your card to identify yourself even when you are in civilian?
Yes, Your Honor. We can
Let me take us backwards before we come back to other definitions. What was the form of preparation that you made, even under the leadership of Wesley Legat? What kind of preparation you made in, considering that you were going to meet a number of people you didn't know how many they were, and that they were a gang, they were criminals, they were members of a criminal organization?
Your Honor, without relate, Your Honor, and with respect to our seniors who expect their wisdom and leadership, that's why we had a content of uniformed officers, so that the issue of identity, whether we were police officers or not arised. Also, we prepared on our safety, Your Honor, where all police officers that went to that place were armed, and also we had handcuffs, Your Honor, we had with us that in any who came to reduce them to restrain any injuries. Also, we have to motor people to assist our movement to and from that.
So you say that you were informed that there were 8 people in the compound.
By the gatekeeper, Your Honor, that said there, plus him, they were around him.
No, the gatekeeper informed us that there were about 8 people.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, this one of plus him is not in your statement.
Yes, Your Honor, I cannot imagine.
That is the creativity my colleague was talking about, that you are creating ideas as we move on. But the point is, you were informed by the gateman that there were 8 people in the compound. So plus him, there would be 9.
Your Honor, there could be a difference in the manner you write and the manner you.
Sorry?
Your Honor, what I mean to say is that there can be a difference in how you write and how you state it properly.
Also, you are saying from your testimony, there are differences between what you said here and what you may be speaking, verbalizing in court.
But Your Honor, when I said the gatekeeper said there were about 10 people in the building, I meant plus 10 people, Your Honor.
Okay. We're assuming you are right, that there were 7 plus him, there would be 8. Where were these 7?
As I stated so, Your Honor, I was on the team that went to the main house where on our entry, that main house was locked. The other team that went to the roof adjacent building are the ones that came to the other 7.
The main house was closed. Was it locked? Who opened for you?
The gatekeeper, Your Honor.
At that hour, if there was no one in the house and it was locked,
Yes, Your Honor.
was the electricity on? In terms of the lighting, I mean, because, yeah. Was the electric light on at the hour, just before he opened the door?
It was getting electric lights, Your Honor.
It was dark.
Yes, Your Honor.
How many rooms are in that house?
Your Honor, there are several rooms. On the ground floor, Your Honor, I remember the sitting room and about 3 adjacent rooms. How many? I cannot remember the number you're talking about.
Okay, but you are explaining that the ground floor had how many rooms?
I remember the one we covered the bank and
No. I'm asking about the recovery. You have already answered the questions. I'm asking how many rooms are there? Is that house a 1 or 2 story building?
It's a one-story building with a ground floor and the
Upper floor. How many rooms are in the upper floor?
Your Honor, the same way as it states that I cannot remember how many there were, Your Honor.
But you are clear that some recovery was made on the ground floor,
Room adjacent to the ground,
yes, where there is a cupboard.
yes, Your Honor.
Were there tables there?
Your Honor.
Were there tables in that room, in the sitting
Your
room?
Honor, this was a bedroom setting, Your Honor.
Were there beds?
Yes, Your Honor.
How many? On the ground floor?
I think one, Your Honor. In the room that we made recovery,
Did the bed, the one bed on the ground floor, have a mattress on it or not?
you must have had a mattress,
With a pillow and some bed covering?
Your Honor, if I can remember well, there was some duties for bed coverings to the wardrobe, Your Honor.
And upstairs?
Upstairs also there was attached to a bedroom where the room where we covered the
Don't talk about recovery, I get that.
I'm referring to the room that I remember, Your Honor.
Okay.
But this was a bedroom setting with a mattress and some pillow where the recovery was made. And also there bedroom.
I want you to describe the room. I don't recovery you have already done with my colleague. How many? What is the setup of the upper room?
The room that I remember, Your Honor, is the one with either a mattress and a pillow. That's where we covered the fridge is on, and the other room also I can remember.
5. Where is the other?
The other three, they were with us during the session.
Who are the 3? You must
Your
name them.
Honor, I remember because of that interaction is like this one, and I cannot remember the other two, Your Honor.
Once, because you were told through that intelligence network or system that there is a crowd of a criminal gang, did you put them under arrest?
Who, Your Honor?
These 8 people before you went to search,
Yes, Your Honor, they were detained by other officers.
they were detained,
Yes, Your Honor.
including the gateman.
No, Your Honor, the kitman was cooperative. He is the one who opened us the gate. He is the one who opened us the main house.
Did any of the 7 resist?
No, Your Honor.
So why are you isolating the gateman as the one cooperating?
No, Your Honor, to me, the intention is that they were not put in handcuffs, but they were in the observation of the
They were restrained,
Yes, Your Honor.
including the gateman.